Good morning and namaste to each of you. Thank you for joining me today to honor your mind and your body and your spirit. Let's just take a few moments to get present. So find yourself a nice, comfortable seated position, either on a block or a cushion, blanket, something that you can stretch out your spine, elongate your spine in the back of your neck. Open your chest, open your diaphragm, open your heart. Then gently close your eyes and soften your thoughts. Soften your eyes. Soften your shoulders. Soften your heart. Observe your breath as it is, soft and gentle, breathing life into you with each inhale and relaxation with each exhale. Feel the grace of being present and return to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes now. For this morning's intention, you can think of your own word or positive word or phrase to have with you on your mat and perhaps carry with you throughout the day or throughout the year. Today's intention for me is Happy New Year. So let's talk about what New Year brings. And as Felicia mentioned, resolutions. Let's talk about the difference between a resolution and an intention. I read a great article in AARP, of all places, finding me in an AARP article. And it was really well said. It said that resolutions are hard and fast goals that are either achieved or broken. And I know we've all experienced making a resolution and perhaps by Valentine's Day, it's gone. So what they point out is that intentions are less about a specific goal and more about a shift in mindset to help achieve that goal. So for example, classic New Year's resolution is, I'm going to lose X pounds, and you just fill in the blank. I got on the scale this morning before class, and I'm like, oh my God. So of course, immediately jumped to the resolution. But instead of having a resolution, try instead having an intention of, I'm going to focus on being healthy. It's about seeking out the journey, not the end point. So intentions, and then what we'll do today, affirmations and even mantras can work together to create a really powerful experience. So I'll give you an example. The intention, the mindset is, again, I'm going to focus on being healthy. And then the affirmation, which is the action step, is I am mindful of what I eat and how I move my body every day. And then a mantra, it's kind of like condensing that whole mindset into an essence, into one word. And the mantra would be healthy. So instead of thinking, oh my God, what's that affirmation? I'm mindful of what I eat and how I move my body. If you just continually having your mantra of healthy, it will trigger back your affirmations in which you can have many to achieve your intention of focusing on being healthy. Another example, intention. I want to be in the moment without worrying about the past or the future. So an affirmation may be, I am present, living in the only moment that truly exists right now. And then the mantra would be presence. So you keep that word presence in your head. So that is, hopefully, if you have problems with resolutions, maybe try working on intentions instead. So today we're going to do Yin Yoga. It's a style of yoga that is often called the yoga of the joints, because unlike other styles of yoga, the emphasis is not on the muscles, but on the deep connective tissues. And there's 3 principles to Yin Yoga. One is find your edge. And with that, I often call the edge the sweet spot. It's the spot that's between effort and relaxation. And you want to let your intuition be your teacher while you compassionately lean into the pose. Your edge, your sweet spot's going to look a lot different than my edge, my sweet spot, because our bodies are all different. So that's actually a principle you should take into any yoga class with you. Don't always feel that you have to be, an exact reflection of what the teacher is doing, because everybody's body is different. Number 2 principle is become as still as you can be. And it is a mental challenge because our minds are often buzzing around, and it's also a physical challenge, but it's the gateway of being present, especially mentally. If you're not focusing on the future or the past, you're in the present where you should be. And the last principle is to surrender to time. Allow yourself to transcend the time and place. Just let yourself be. So today's Yin Yoga, I'm going to keep, after I just said that about having your mind still, I'm going to give affirmations after we set up into each pose. And let the affirmations settle in you and just make them, or be aware of how they make you feel. And these affirmations were selected to support the intention of having a happy new year. So I hope you enjoy, and I will meet you on the mat. So as I suggested, I covered my mat with a blanket this morning to make it extra nice and cozy little nest. And I have a towel. This is my yoga towel that I bring. It's a beach towel. And I usually have it in a square shape, but I'm gonna have, if you brought your beach towel or bath towel, open it up and fold it lengthwise, and we'll have that used in several poses for modifications. We'll just make it extra cozy as well. So the first thing we're going to do, and I should mention that in Yin Yoga, poses are typically held 3 to 5 and perhaps even longer minutes per pose. We're going to do 2 minutes, and oftentimes we'll do the same pose, but on the one side and then on the other side. So it'd be 2 minutes each side. So I have a timer that I'm going to be working with. So excuse that. If I lose track, I'm not intuitive enough to know when 2 minutes have gone by. So let's just relax down, roll down onto your mat. You can either roll down one vertebrae at a time, just slowly easing into your mat, or express method. And send your feet out to the bottom of the mat. We're going to be in Recline Mountain Pose. So this is an active pose. It's like as if you're standing up. your feet are flexed, your toes are pointing to the sky so that you're actually like standing on your feet. Your legs are active and strong with a slight bend in your knees. Your navel's tucked to your spine, bringing your lower back down toward the mat. And if you would, place one hand on your stomach, and then come up and place the other hand on your chest. Your shoulder blades should, by doing that, automatically kind of snuggle into your mat. Your spine is nice and long and straight. The crown of your head is reaching to the top of your mat. So this is your posture essentials as well as when you're in a standing mountain pose. So we're going to just take a few moments to do a pranayama, the breathing technique. And it's just the dirja, which is a complete or three-part breath. You have your stomach, inhale deeply through your nose. Your stomach will inflate under your hand. And then bring that breath up to your ribs, inflating your ribs. And then bring that breath up to your chest, inflating your chest. And then exhale deeply through your nose, deflating from your chest, deflating from your ribs, deflating from your stomach, just kind of sinking down into the mat. Do that one more time. Inhale deeply through your nose. Your stomach will rise up under your hand. Send that breath all the way up to your ribs, inflating your ribs. And then send the breath up to your chest, inflating your chest. And then exhale deeply through your nose, deflating your chest and your ribs and your stomach. And then we're actually going to take the breath and send it from your toes. Visualize the breath starting on your toes and send it all the way up through your legs, up along your spine, back of your neck, and up to your nose. And then exhale deeply through your nose, but send that breath to your ankle joints. You're going to inhale deeply from your toes, all the way up through your body to your nose. And feel your hands move as it comes up through your body. And then exhale, send that breath to your knee joints. Inhale from your toes on up through your nose, on up to your nose. And then exhale, sending nourishing breath to your hips. Inhale from your toes, all the way up through your body, along your spine, up to your nose. And send that exhale to your shoulders. One last deep inhale, all the way up, go slowly through each part of your body, traveling through your spine, inflating your stomach, all the way up to your nose, and then one big exhale, and just send it back throughout your body. Okay, we're going to bring our right knee up to our chest, interlace our fingers, wrapping it around the knee. We're going to point our toes up to the sky, flexing our foot. I'm going to start the timer. And we'll hold this for 2 minutes. And the affirmation is, I enter the new year with an open mind and open heart. I enter the new year with an open mind and open heart. And the mantra could be open. You can set that leg back down and then bring your left leg up, interlace your fingers, wrap them around your knee, and point both toes up to the sky on the other side. And I'll set the timer there. And again, the affirmation is, I enter the new year with an open mind and open heart. I enter the new year with an open mind and open heart. And the mantra would be open. Remember to continue that deep inhale and deep exhale, sending your breath through your body, both from toes to nose and then out again from nose to toes. And you can set your left leg back down. Now bring both knees up so that both feet are planted on the mat, about hip width apart. And you can tuck your heels close to your hips. We're going to do a recline pigeon pose for the next pose. So bring your right leg up so that the right ankle sits above or below your left knee. on your thigh, and guide your right knee toward the right side of your mat. And you could flex your toes on your right foot up to the sky, make it more active. You feel the tissues engaged there around your joints, around your hip joint. And you can keep this pose as your own. Doing any part of recline pigeon pose or any pose is doing the pose. So you could stay here if this is comfortable for you, or you can lift your left leg up and bring your left leg to a right angle with your left toes pointing up to the sky. Again, keeping your right leg guided toward the right side of the mat. Interlacing your fingers behind your left thigh. We'll start the timer here. So either pose, whatever's comfortable for you. The affirmation is, I release all things from the past year that has caused any negative attachment. I release all things from the past year that has caused any negative attachment. The mantra is release. You set your feet back down on the mat. Knees are pointing up to the sky, feet are flat on the mat. We'll do that on the other side. You bring your left ankle over to your right leg and place it right below your right knee. And guide your left knee toward the left side of the mat. And that might be the comfortable reclined pigeon pose for you. Or if you like, you can lift your right leg up, interlacing your fingers behind your thigh, bringing your leg to a right angle and point both toes up to the sky. Again, the affirmation is, I release all things from the past year that has caused any negative attachment. I release all things from the past year that has caused any negative attachment. Mantra is release. You can lower both legs back down to the mat and slide both feet so that you're back to mountain pose, recline mountain pose. And bring your right heel over to the right side of your mat so that the right heel lands on the edge of the mat. So it's a bit in and a bit out. And then take your left leg and follow your right leg over to that side. And you can just come to the point where you feel that edge, that sweet spot. It might be all the way over and crossing over your right leg. So your left foot is crossed over your right ankle, or anywhere between where it started and your right foot. So just find that sweet spot. So the bottom portion of you is at a curve. And then we'll take our left arm, send it up to the top of the mat. So it's going to go over your head and straight up. And then we're going to take our right arm and bring it to our right thigh and slide it down toward our right knee. So this is a modified banana pose, or as we do in our normal practice, a supported side stretch. So find a spot that is sustainable for the 2 minutes on this side. You might kind of go to the most, what you feel is your edge, but you may want to back off as the 2 minutes progress. So we'll start the clock now. I embrace new challenges, new lessons, and new adventures. I embrace new challenges, new lessons, and new adventures. The mantra is embrace. Take deep inhales, deep exhales. Maybe send your exhale to any tension you may feel a little bit. See if it softens it up. Okay, we can come back to recline mountain pose. And we'll do that on the other side. So send your left heel to the edge of the mat. So it's kind of sitting on the inside and outside of the mat. And then bring your right foot over to meet it, or if you're so inclined to cross over your ankle. Send your right arm up and over your head to the top of the mat. And then your left hand's alongside on your left thigh. Slide it down toward your knee so you create a nice side stretch. Here you go. I embrace new challenges, new lessons, and new adventures. I embrace new challenges, new lessons, and new adventures. The mantra is embrace. And you can come back to recline mountain pose now. We're going to come up to our hands and knees. So you can roll over to your side and make your way up to your hands and knees. We're going to do a thread the needle. So if you like, you can take your towel, your bath towel or beach towel, and put it across your blanket, your mat, setting your wrists on top or to the top of your blanket. So your hands are placed on the mat just above the towel. Your wrists are right below your shoulders, coming to tabletop. Knees are right below your hips. Your weight is equally distributed in your hands and in your knees. And then for thread the needle, we're going to lift our left arm up to the side and then sweep it underneath your torso, bring it over to the right side of the mat, and bring your left shoulder and left ear down to the towel. You can keep your right hand either on the mat, or you can place it on your hip, or you can send it up into the air, whichever works for you and is sustainable for you. The affirmation is, I welcome new opportunities to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I welcome new opportunities to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The mantra is grow. You can come back up to tabletop. We'll do that on the other side. So with your hands just above the towel, or if the towel doesn't work for you, you can remove that as well. So in tabletop, bring your right arm out to the right side and then sweep it under your torso, bringing your right shoulder and your right ear down to the towel, placing it comfortably on the towel. Again, your left hand can be either on the mat or on your hip or up in the air, whatever works for you. And the affirmation is, I welcome new opportunities to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I welcome new opportunities to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And the mantra is grow. You can come back up to tabletop now. The next pose we're going to do is the wide-legged child's pose. And if you have a block, you could use it here or not. Place your towel on top of your block. Bring your both knees to the outer edges of your mat, bringing your big toes together. Lowering your hips down to your ankles. You can place your head on the towel, which is resting on the block. Or if that doesn't work for you, you can remove the block and the towel entirely. So we'll be in this pose for 2 minutes. The affirmation is, I accept that I am responsible for my own happiness. I accept that I am responsible for my own happiness. The mantra is acceptance. You can come up from that pose. Remove your block, and you can use the towel for the next pose, which will be Sphinx Pose. So come down to your tummy, extend your legs to the back of the mat, pointing your toes. Bring your elbows under your shoulders so that they're in a right angle. Your chest is open, your back is flexed. Now, if that's a little bit too much of a curve for your lower back, you can bring the towel underneath your ribs and then extend your hands, slide your hands forward so that your elbows aren't right under your shoulders, and rest on the towel that way, whichever is sustainable for you. This is a Sphinx pose is an excellent pose for your lower back. So we'll be here for 2 minutes. And the affirmation is, I am grateful for what I have each and every day. I am grateful for what I have each and every day. The mantra is grateful. You can lay down on the mat and just relax for a second. Just let the juices of your spine go back to neutral. And then come up onto your hands and knees. And we're going to come into a seated position, into staff pose. So a staff pose, you may want to put yourself on the towel, fold the towel in from the long, having it long, just fold it in half one more time. And then sit on the edge of the towel so that your pelvis kind of tilts down toward the mat. And that'll elongate your spine, create a nice long spine back of your neck. Toes are flexed, pointing up to the sky, and this is classic staff pose. So we're going to go into sage pose from here. So bring your right leg up toward your chest, and then flip your foot over on the other side of your left leg so it lands next to your knee. And then you can adjust from your knee, slide your right foot down toward your ankle, find a comfortable spot for your leg. Bring your right hand behind your hip, turning your torso toward the right side of the mat, and wrap your left arm around your left knee, right knee rather. So if this isn't sustainable for you, you think there's a little bit too much twist there, you can twist the opposite direction. It's a much more open twist, but you're still getting that nice twist effect. So either twisting either way, whichever works for you to sustain it. The affirmation is, I am courageous even when things are unknown to me. I am courageous even when things are unknown to me. The mantra is courage. And you can unwind and bring both legs back and come back to staff pose, and we'll do that on the other side. So bend your left leg, flip your left foot over so that's beside your right knee. And again, you can slide it from your knee down toward your ankle, get comfortable in that pose. You wrap your right arm around your left leg, twisting your torso to the left, bringing your left hand behind your hip. Or you can have the twist go in the opposite direction, a little bit more open this way. The affirmation is, I am courageous even when things are unknown to me. I am courageous even when things are unknown to me. The mantra is courage. You can twist back so you're back to staff pose. Our next pose will be a recline butterfly. So you can use your towel in a very cozy way. So open it up again. Bring the soles of your feet together so that the knees are pointing toward the outside of the mat. And then set the towel on top of your feet. Reach under your shins or back of your calves and pull the towel in close to you, toward you, and then tuck it toward your ankles so that your feet are nicely encased in this towel. And then slowly, and if you want, you can use your blocks to support your knees. But I find the towel around my feet actually supports the entire leg. So slowly lower back, down onto the mat to recline butterfly. Nice hip opener. Get your spine nice and snug into the mat, shoulder blades nice and snug into the mat as well. And the affirmation is, I give kindness as easily as I receive kindness. I give kindness as easily as I receive kindness. The mantra is kindness. Deep inhales and deep exhales. With each exhale, relax your body. Then bring your knees together, guide them with your hands so that they come back together. And then bring your knees to your chest. We'll have one last pose, which is the Recline Twist. Send your arms out to each side at shoulder height. And then exhale, lowering your knees to the right side of the mat. And then slowly, gently turn your head to look to the left side, to look at your left fingertips. The affirmation is, today I choose to be at peace with myself and the world. Today I choose to be at peace with myself and the world. The mantra is peace. Slowly roll your head back to center. Then inhale, slowly lifting your legs back to center. Knees are back to the chest. Keeping your arms extended at shoulder height. Lower your knees to the left side of the mat. And gently roll your head to the right to look at your right fingertips. Today, I choose to be at peace with myself and the world. Today, I choose to be at peace with myself and the world. The mantra is peace. And slowly roll your head back to center. Then inhale, lift your legs back to center. And extend your feet to the bottom of the mat. Back into mountain pose. And then into Shavasana. So let that active mountain pose just melt away and relax your entire body. Let your feet flop open, the corners of the mat. Let your legs just relax. Breathe away any tension from your body, letting each exhale sink you down into the mat like you're sinking into a cloud. Arms are out to the side. Nice relax. Shoulder blades. Nice and snug into your mat. Your face is relaxed. Place a gentle smile upon your lips. And I have one last affirmation. Today, I choose to love myself and all others. Today, I choose to love myself and all others. Mantra is love.